All right, looks like we are officially live. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Hope everyone is doing amazing today. Waiting for our esteemed guest to get in the room. I am so excited about this conversation. She is here. So let me bring her up. Always struggle on doing this shit. There we go. There we go. Yes. How you doing?
Woo! There we go. Got the ring light. Woo!
Yes.
There we go. All right. Now we ready.
Great. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I've been on the road a lot, so I'm tired. I've been traveling to different cities and stuff, but I'm doing good. Thank you so much for just having this conversation. I know your time is very valuable, so I
I
appreciate
know
it.
I see you popping and everything. You was just on the West Coast?
I was in San Diego, not last week, the week before, and then last week I was in Orlando. So I just got back on the weekend.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I was in actually I was in Philly Labor Day weekend. And then I feel like because I was born in Philly, right?
Yeah,
And
I know, I know.
I feel like I was just somewhere, but I'm about to go somewhere. I'm actually about to go to Vegas uh, this weekend. I'm speaking at fellow mastermind members, Cassandra's Stocks and Stilettos, so Stock Sisters conference this weekend.
Okay, that's good. Yeah,
Yeah, so
congratulations.
shout
Yeah,
out
shout
to Stocks
out
and
to Cassandra,
Stilettos.
Mastermind fam, and Stocks and Sleddles. Yeah, she has an amazing platform and tribe and stuff like that. So that should be great. Mhm. All right, so I see some folks joining. Do me a favor, everyone. You can, if you could share this out, you can like put in someone's DM or whatever the case may be. I said, will this be recorded? I'll make sure I'll post it. After we're done, I'll post it. I think it'll be like
Yeah,
IG.
somebody else asked me will it be recorded. I was like, it's live. Like,
Yeah, it's live, but we'll make sure we post it. I'm gonna try to see if I can like save it. Maybe we can share it on other platforms and
yeah,
stuff.
make sure you save it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that, and we'll send it out. I'm gonna send it to my list, and what I mean, you can share it on your platform and stuff like that. So let's jump in. So first thing I want to know, of course, is for folks that don't know who you are. Which, if you don't know who this person is, then you need to do your research, your homework, your Google, Black Enterprise, all that type of stuff. But just tell me a little bit about like your background and like how you even got started in this.
I get this question like a million times a day.
Yeah.
Um, but actually, I got I'll say, so we live, so we got folks in the chat. We're gonna make this interactive. So, how many folks in the chat ever checked in the hotel?
I
Right, everybody. Look,
totally
everybody should be like
did like 2 days ago.
Everybody be like me. So, how many y'all? I got something for y'all. How many y'all? How many y'all? A front desk agent actually check you in? Right. Me. Yep. So I see some me. Look, she said she in a hotel now. Well, I was the one. Hey, Russell. Well, I was the one that actually checked you in. I started off as a front desk agent, so that's actually how my journey began. I started off as a front desk agent, and I mean, I literally did just about every hotel you could think of, just from helping out. So I stripped beds. I didn't unplug toilets. I didn't do any of that. Unclog toilets. I'm not about that life. And but I traveled. But yes, I worked in operations for 6.5 years. And then the biggest question I always get is how I became a hotel owner. So, hey, my brother is on. What's up, Omari? So shout out to Omari. He sold like over 150 hotels.
Hey,
Right,
that,
exactly. That's like $750 million worth of real estate. Right,
that's that's amazing.
right. Okay. Sorry, I digress. But I had to give him a shout out because it's only like 4 Black hotel brokers and he's one of them. But so yeah, so my journey started for me working at a front desk agent. So yes, I was the one smiling, checking you in while I was in college. I was there for 6.5 years, and so my journey to hotel ownership was actually not working in real estate, but actually working for corporations who taught people how to become hotel owners or who were their clients. So that's how I learned how to become a hotel owner. So I worked in consulting firms. So I literally worked and my clients were hotel owners. I mean, my experience what led me to my journey. So every step, so I worked in feasibility studies. For those who don't know, that's just basically a report saying if the hotel is feasible or not. I worked asset management. That's just coming up with strategies to make sure your hotel is profitable. I mean, that's it. You know, I got onto the ownership side, and once I realized that there was not a lot of people who look like us onto the side where the money, I was like, you know what? I need to bring some more of my people in here. And yeah, you know, and I realized that, and really once I realized that people who are our age and who look like us, that we could actually own hotels, I said, wait a minute, I got to help my people, you know, make it happen. So that's my story, and that's why I'm here. That's why I'm being so vocal about hotel ownership.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you think about like all the people.
That's my cousin. Hey, Mario. He from Philly too. What up? He an Eagles fan. Bleed green, right? Look, you got some fellow Eagles fan.
Yeah, we about to beat the Cowboys. So
there we
don't
go.
even.
There we go. See, look, I got my green in the back. See, bleed green, right?
Good. All right, great.
She's a front desk agent. Love it. Love it.
That's great. So yeah, and that is very interesting because I mean, there's a lot of people that work in hotels, but not many people actually think like, okay, well, how can I actually own the hotel? Not just work in one, even rise up the ladder, but it's like, okay, how can I own this one day? So I love that. So what was that transition from working in different departments, like get on the road to like actually owning one and being able to acquire one, being the black woman ever to the hotel? Like, what was the journey like?
What was my journey like? Well, actually, it's so funny because I'm sure a lot of people when I posted on my page, how does funneling have to do anything with hotels? And I was thinking about it, and it has a lot to do with hotels. So a funnel literally helps people get into hotels, meaning we need to get you to stay there. So what does that funnel look like, right? So that's important, right? We have to get folks to stay. Not only do we have to get you to stay there, now we have to get you to spend more money while you're there, and then we have to get you to come back. So the goal is to get you to our funnel. So that's one way. Another way that I use funnels is I actually use funnels to actually raise capital. Sharing secrets. I don't think they were ready for that. They weren't ready for that. You weren't even ready for that, were you?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't.
They're gonna be like, wait a minute, sign me up, funnel doctor. You mean to tell me I can raise millions of dollars just through a funnel? Yes, you can.
Dang.
Or a hotel. Look at him thinking. You wasn't even expecting that game, were you?
No, I wasn't. Dang.
Yeah, so my journey through hotel ownership was understanding hotels, how they work, understanding from a look, Joy said, let's get into this capital raising, and Omari said, tell them. I can't be giving y'all all my little secrets on how to raise capital. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
You don't have to pay real secrets, but go ahead.
yeah. But as far as my journey, as I mentioned before, starting off as a front desk agent, and being a part of different organizations, you know, such as the American Hotel Lodging Association, NABHOOD stands for National Association of Hotel Owners and Developers, and just being a part of those different organizations and connecting with folks. And really what got me to really think about hotel ownership was I was a part of, actually me and Omar, we were part of the Under 30 Gateway, so part of the American Hotel Lodging Association. And it was an organization for young professionals under 30, young hotel professionals under 30. And it was like folks under 30 owning hotels. I'm like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me we the same age and we can own hotels? Yes, but the difference, they inherited their hotels.
Mm.
right? You know, I don't know about you, but when I was, you know, I was born on 29th of Jefferson, raised in Clayton County. I ain't know any other black hotel owners. I don't. Did you?
No,
Did they talk about that at the dinner table?
no.
No, they
Hotel,
didn't talk about. Yeah.
like, I mean, only time we talk about that we play Monopoly.
Right. What you need? What you need? 4 houses.
Right.
Let's check in. How many houses? So how many people in Monopoly ever got to the 4 houses? I'm just curious.
I
If
ain't get
anybody ever played
as
Monopoly.
for
Huh?
real. I ain't get there as often as I wanted to.
Yeah, so I got somebody. Look, I actually just played it the other day to see if I could make it. So I got the 4 houses and I got my hotel. I was like, let me see if I could be a real hotel. Look, I'm already a hotel owner, a real life. Let me see if I could be one on Monopoly. We got me, so y'all got the 4 houses. So how many people got the hotel in Monopoly? Let's see.
Love the Monopoly game.
So once I realized, wait a minute, I don't need to buy 4 houses. Oh, okay. Pretty Mom Davis said she got it. Once I realized that you don't have to buy the 4 houses to get to a hotel, I said, oh, wait a minute. We got something here.
Right.
So I was like, well, right. I did what you did. I was
Yeah.
like, wait a minute. So
Wait. Right.
right. And so I started doing my research. And even though I went, to school, and they don't teach you how to become a hotel owner unless you go to certain schools. They teach you about hotel ownership. But a high majority of the schools, they don't really teach you about hotel ownership. And so I wanted to stay in hospitality, but I didn't want to work in operations anymore. So I started seeing different positions within the hospitality industry, being a hotel broker, asset management. But I noticed the common thread, you had to have some type of financial background, right? You had to understand finance or economics, and I didn't go to school for that. So I was like, dang, so I had to be creative. I was like, so how am I going to get into those roles? Because I knew my goal was to become a hotel owner, right? So I was like, what can I do? So it was this position that came up, and it was a non-paid position, and that was my introduction to hotel ownership. The clients that we had were hotel owners. That was my introduction to commercial real estate. That's where I understand all the different, ways that you become a hotel owner, like the development process, if you own land, how you can develop, how you can work with the municipalities. Like, this is just good education. So I was there for about 2 years. And then I took another risk. Again, I was like, okay, I really want to become a hotel owner. This was what I was thinking in the back of my mind. Like, nobody knew, right? And so then I joined another organization that because the job that I just mentioned, it was more feasibility studies and more development. But I really wanted to get into true hotel ownership. And so I took this job in Boston, and that was paid. Actually, that was the come up. I was like, hey, man, I'm
Right.
getting paid. And so that was my like just crash course on hotel ownership. Hey, Kendra, working with, our clients were high net worth individuals, where we really learned. And so that's why I really learned about hotel ownership. And so I always had the entrepreneurship bug in me. I mean, I had to want to become a hotel owner, but I never just took that leap. So finally in 2017, I was like, you know what? I'm helping everybody else with their dream, right? You know what I mean? My boss at the time was driving a Maserati. I was driving a Ford. Again, I love my Ford. That was my baby. I pushed it to about 253,000 miles. The point I'm trying to make is that I was helping somebody else build their dreams, right? And so once I said, wait a minute, if I can help somebody else build their dreams and maintain it, and they drive around in the Maserati and I'm driving around in the Ford. By the way, I love my Ford. I did. That car touched every state on the Atlantic. I drove it all the way from Maine to Florida. Okay, that was my baby. But I said, you know what? it's time for me to actually, and I stepped out on faith and I started my own firm called Davonne Group. And Davonne Group, it was more of a consulting firm. And I was still helping other people, you know, mostly African Americans, to develop or acquire hotels and teaching them along the way, because people were telling me I was too young. They were like, Davonne, you're too young. Because I think I just turned 30. It's like, Davonne, you too young. You know, you don't have enough money. You can't buy a hotel. And I was just like, okay. And I believed them. And then my brother, so shout out to Omari, who's on here, he was like, yo, sis, you know you can do it, right? You know you can buy. I was like, for real? I said, dang, okay, I can. And so I formed my own fund. And then in 2020, that's when we acquired the Home 2 Suites by Hilton in El Reno. Yep.
That amazing. And
I raised capital through a funnel.
And you can talk about that in a second. But I know when I first heard that, I guess it was Lamar posted it, or Black Enterprise or something like that. And then he was on Clubhouse talking about it or something. And I was just like literally blown away, because I never ever heard anybody or seen anybody talk about buying a hotel. People talk about, of course, real estate and multi-families and, even apartment buildings and stuff like that. But I never heard, especially a Black woman, I never heard anyone even talk about hotel ownership, or even if like you did talk about, it's like some aspirational thing and like seems so far-fetched, but to actually like know of someone who actually made it happen is like, it's really inspiring to me. So like, I'm still trying to that level.
But I had to just, it wasn't like Instagram wasn't popping like it is now. So I couldn't do hashtag hotel owner, follow their page, see what they talk. You know what I mean? I couldn't Google, how to become a hotel owner. Like you said, I didn't grow up with people talking about buying hotels. I grew up with people talking about buying houses. I didn't really, I didn't really hear about commercial real estate until my circle changed by me working for those different organizations. That's when I saw wealth, right? We talk about being rich. No, when I saw true wealth, and I see hotel owners who they're literally buying hotels. They have so much money, they don't know what to do with it, and they're using it as a tax write-off because of a fortune that they great-great-grandfather created for them. I said, wait a minute, what am I doing? What's going on? Literally, when you start meeting with people who are just living off of interest, they're never going to spend the principal. That's a whole different conversation, right? They're literally buying real. And then another thing, I got something for you. They don't even use all their money. They partner with other people, and they use other folks' money. So they're not even spending their principal, right? And so I'm learning all of these things. And I said, oh, wait a minute. So if they can do it, and they was teaching me. Of course, I didn't tell them I wanted to become a hotel owner. No, they were shocked. They were like, wait a minute, wait. They're reading the paper. My old boss called me. He's like, wait a minute, Davonne, how did you do this?
That's crazy. Joy says that circle change is a game changer. Absolutely.
What's up, Joy? What's up? Yes, the joy you need.
About you as well is it's not just like you bought a hotel, it was like great for me, which is amazing in itself, but you're actually going out and teach other people how to do the same thing, So I know it's folks in here probably like, all right, great. It worked for her. She got introduced into the world. She worked in hotels. She got into the networks, but like, I can't do it. Or, you know what I mean? Like, it won't work for me because, so like, what do you tell people? I know it's, don't go in too depth because she does have stuff that you can purchase to really get the real nuggets. But for folks like thinking about like, well, it still won't work for me, or like, what do you say to those folks?
Well, I say if I can do it, you can do it. As I mentioned, I was born in Swain, Ike, Jefferson. So Ryan, you know what it is.
That's North
Philly. North Philly, right? You know what I'm saying? And I was raised in Clayton County. So that's south of Atlanta. So if I didn't come from a wealthy family, right? So the principles that I teach, I basically teach the things that I've learned along the way, the mistakes that I've made, and I make it relatable and I make it more attainable, right? So I'm actually having a 3-day challenge starting on October 4th. So if you click the link on my bio, you can sign up. It's free. It's 3 days. It starts October 4th. So we're going to talk about changing your mindset from a hotel consumer to a hotel owner. That's the first day. The second day, we're going to talk about creating your ownership thesis or your investment thesis. So all of these things are going to get you ready. And then we're also going to talk about the 4 different pathways of investing in a hotel, right? And so a lot of people don't realize the different vehicles and different tools. Like you can actually invest in a hotel with as little as like $100. So a lot of people are like, wait a minute, what?
So say it again.
Right.
Oh, I didn't know
wait
that.
a minute, what? Yeah. So I talk about those things. I talk about how you can invest in hotels. It's 4. So I'm going to talk about 4 different ways that you can actually invest in a hotel, because a lot of people think, and this is true, back in the day, investing in hotels and commercial real estate was only for the wealthy. It was only for the top, 1%. And that's how they were able to keep their money and to keep it within that circle. But once, there are different ways and creative ways, and what I want to go into too deep because we're going to talk about it in the challenge, but I go over different ways on actually how people who don't have millions of dollars in the bank, how they can invest. Because my focus is on building generational wealth. Thanks, Joy. What? That's my girl. Thanks, Joy. She put it in the chat. Thanks, girl.
We about to pin that. I'm about to pin that.
So those are some of the things I talked about. So I actually did a challenge in July, and people actually were literally investing in hotels during the challenge because they said, oh my gosh, wow, this is this simple. A couple people already started investing in deals. So it's really all about that network, because once you start there's a shout out to my cousin Alyssa. But once your networking starts to change, or really it's so true that your network is your net worth, right? Because once you start hanging around other hotel owners or hotel investors, your circle starts to change. Once people start to know, hey, you know what, you invest in hotels, they start telling you about different other investment, opportunities. I get it all the time. I'm like, wait, you can do what? Wait, you can do that? Wait, you can invest in this and you can do that. So I'm constantly thinking about different ways to generate cash flow. And again, to build wealth. There's a difference between being rich and it's a difference between being wealthy. So my goal is building wealth builders and not just having somebody just get rich. Because anybody can get rich, but not everybody can become wealthy.
I hope y'all taking notes. She giving away this game right now. Like, I'm taking notes myself over here. Like, I literally got my other phone over here taking notes. For real. And I definitely want everyone to join this challenge. Like, seriously, 3 days. I'm seeing your ads too. I'm getting retargeted for your ads too for the challenge. So I've been seeing them too. I'm going to definitely send it out to my list. Almost 10,000 people on my email list. So we're going to send it out as well so we can get folks in there.
Do something together. I was thinking about that, because I don't think people realize how you can raise capital using the same strategy that I know you use to help your clients. Because people say, oh, you know what, Davonne? Because so the 2 biggest issues why people, particularly people within our community, on why have access to capital, right? Definitely. So people, they were like, oh my gosh, I want to buy a hotel. They may have the right credit. They probably have, great credit. They have everything that they need to buy the hotel. They probably found the hotel deal and everything. They just don't have access to capital. Typically with hotel deals, if you want to buy it, you need about $1 million, right? Or at least you need to have access to it. Right. So that's the key. A lot of people thinking, dang man, so I gotta save to get to $1 million. No, just if you got 10 people with $100,000, what's that? $1 million, right?
Right.
Boom. Isn't that simple? Right. So some of those strategies that I talk about and what I actually use, because I talk about what works for me, right? So that's what worked for me. That's what helped me get to my hotels, and be sharing some more news in a few. But so yeah, we need to figure something out, because folks be always looking to raise capital for different deals, for real estate deals, or startups or whatever, and raising capital through funnels is definitely a way that can be done.
Listen, let's do it. You know I'm ready. For real. Like whenever you're ready, you know I'm ready.
So
Listen,
Lisa said 10 people with 100,000. So simple. Yeah.
I mean, listen, you one of them. You know what I mean? For them cash money automations,
That's
we
what
are
I'm saying. That cash money automation. Shoot.
right. We already know. All right. So another question I have for you. And I know
That's
you
been done too, Joy. 100 people with 10,000. Somebody actually just
right. Yeah,
closed on a deal. Right. Yeah.
we can get that in the mastermind alone. So another question I have for I know you talk about this a lot because a lot of people think, well, if I get a hotel, like it gotta be a Marriott or a Hilton or one of the big name ones. You know what I mean? Like people always think about. But I know you always talk about like it don't even necessarily got to be that. It could be one of the smaller hotels and all that type of stuff, and it could still be like highly profitable.
Oh yeah, look, if Omari's still on, he like, yes, my man. That's what I'm talking about. So one of the things that I talk about, and we're actually going to talk that on day one, is having that hotel consumer to hotel mindset, right? Excuse me, hotel consumer to hotel owner. So how many people in the chat? I want to know your favorite hotel to stay in. Your favorite hotel to stay in. I just want to see it. I already know what it's gonna be because it's the same. I already know what it's gonna be. Stop telling the story. Look, I want to see the favorite hotel that you want to stay in. Okay, so I see DoubleTree. Okay, that's Hilton. So we got Marriott, Hilton. We got 2 Hiltons. Hyatt. Finally, thank you. About time. The W. Omari would say the Red Roof Inn to buy, not to stay. We got the Hilton. So right now, the top is Hilton and Marriott. That's the top. Hilton and Marriott, right? Russell say Hilton Garden Inn. Holiday Inn Express. That's your favorite hotel to stay in. That's a shot. DoubleTree cookies, but the Marriott, right? So the hotels that we saw were pretty expensive hotels. You're at least looking at $20 million hotels. Dang. That folks want to stay in. That's on the lower end.
Dang. On the lower end.
That's on the lower end, those hotels. Hyatt. Oh, we got another Hyatt. Okay, Hyatt. That's my favorite hotel. So, of course, that's where I got my start. But so going from that, I'm glad that you brought that up, Ryan, because people when we say you know what, I want to buy, I want to stay in a Ritz, or I want to stay in, a Hilton or a Hyatt. Again, I just mentioned probably at least $10 to $20 million on the low end. Ritz probably, what's up, Brittany? 50 million on the low end, right? The Palazzo in Vegas. Just a smooth 20 million. Just a smooth 20 million. Exactly. Right. But
hotel is like the Gaylord now. Since I've been there, that hotel is crazy.
Isn't it huge? It's crazy, right? Oh, I can't even imagine how much that'll be. So right. When you're trying to buy the hotel and it's your first time buying it, that's a lot of money. Because you got to put 20% down. Right.
A lot of money.
So now think about it. If you're trying to buy a Motel 6, Amari said that, Red Roof Inn, you find one of them for about $5 million. Remember what I said? By you getting 10 people at 100,000?
Yeah, $1 million, yeah.
It's or 100 people at isn't that a little bit more easier?
Definitely.
Just a little bit. As opposed to, buying $100 million hotel because you wanted to buy, Amari said 30 to 40%. That's true. It just depends. It depends. Yes, 30 to 40%. That's if you're really doing a development closer to 50%.
And you can get a funnel and you can raise that easily. Like,
that's what I'm saying. It's a little legal stuff to go with it, but still, we'll make it work. But the point I'm trying to make is a lot of times when people, I've noticed and I've seen it, particularly within our community, we come in wanting to buy a Ritz-Carlton because we love staying there. We coming in want to buy, that DoubleTree because we love staying there. DoubleTree get a little expensive too. Nobody talk about buying a Motel 6. If you understood the amount of cash flow that's generated with the Motel 6, a Red Roof Inn, those are what you call economy hotels. Those Alyssa put motels on there. getting the motel, converting it to an Airbnb, or adding Airbnbs, or make it cool and fun, or short-term rentals. There's a lot of things that you can do. But the point I'm trying to make is having that hotel consumer and shifting it to a hotel owner. Because a consumer meaning I want to stay there, but an owner means I want to own it. And you want to start off with economy, right? So economy, look, my brother dropping in knowledge, you dropping gems, coming with a 40% NOI. So basically what that means, for those who don't know, if you have $1 million, of revenue, 40% of that is coming down to the bottom line. So you're looking at about 400,000 that's coming to you. So if you're making $1 million a month, you're getting 40% coming down. That's at about 400,000 after your expenses. That's what that means, right? When you start getting, and the reason why we're talking about economy service and limited service hotels, the brands that I just mentioned, Red Roof, Motel 6, if you notice, it's not a lot of overhead. They just have, it's not a full service breakfast. And it's not all these different amenities. So the less amenities you offer, the more revenue and the more money you're putting in your pocket, right? So that's what I talk about, converting from a consumer to an owner, because remember, we want to build wealth. So we build wealth through what? By building our cash reserves. And so that's why we talk about, economies, limited service, select services. Now, the Indian community, they own over 60% of the hotels in the United States. There are over 55,000 hotels in the United States. Over 60% are owned by Indians. Look at that. I got another hotel owner, Kendra. So Kendra actually dethroned me. So she is now officially the youngest African-American woman hotel owner in the United States. So I always have to constantly correct people. Like, what if you feel like being the youngest? Okay, I'm not the youngest anymore. I've been dethroned. Kendra got me beat. Girlfriend is 30 years old. So yes, she dethroned me. At least she let me know in advance, though. It wasn't like like I had to find out.
Right. Like,
so Kendra said, get you a Fairfield and use the ownership discount at the Ritz. So yeah. So basically what hotel owners do, little secret, they really may not stay at the hotels that they own, but they'll stay at like the Ritz and the Four Seasons and the Grand Hyatt and the Park Hyatt. So that's a little game. That's what Omari was talking about. But the point that I was trying to make was that's why we talk about that consumer to that owner, really looking at, those Red Roof Inn, Motel 6, Holiday Inn Express, Choice Hotels, Wyndham Hotels, Days Inn, all of those different type of hotels. Basically, what I'm telling you is what the people from India, descendants from India, that's what they did. That's how they were able to build and accumulate over 60% of the hotels in the United States from this model that I'm telling you. They didn't start off with, I'm going to get me a Fairfield Inn. I don't stay in Motel 6. Nobody asked you to stay at a Motel 6. We asked you to own it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what, it's just that mindset. And I see that a lot within our community. I don't want to own a La Quinta. But then when you see how much a La Quinta, a Motel 6 makes, then you're going to be like, wait a minute now. And then, so if we put a Motel 6 next to a full service Hyatt, and you see the flow through, and you see how much cash is left, you're gonna be like, wait a minute, let me start off, because we want to teach you to build there. We want to teach you to start off with an economy, and then you build your way up to owning those larger hotels, right? Because that's a whole different ball game. Because it's a different strategy. It's buy and hold. We just want to focus right now. You get into that cash flow, you building, so that way, instead of having one hotel, so let's change this game of Monopoly. So let's instead of having 4 houses to get to a hotel, let's do these 4 smaller hotels to get to the larger hotel. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's do that through cash flow.
So I know you already probably working on your 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th hotel.
Once you get one, you just got to get more, so you get more. I really be buying hotels to get discounts. You know what I mean? That's really what it is.
All right, that's great. So I see a lot of people dropping a lot of stuff in here. I see Janice in here. Shout out to the Mastermind Gang in here. Joy. Sandy, there's some good information. Yeah, it's great information. I just signed up and ordered
Oh,
material.
thank you for signing up.
Right.
Yo, man, I try to make hotel ownership fun, so the challenge is gonna be crazy.
Absolutely. So yeah, if y'all have not joined the challenge yet, make sure you join that. You make like I already, you know, want to do it anyway. You making me want to do it even more. Like it's like, what do I to like get in this like for real? Because it's really about, like you said, generational wealth, building wealth, you know, that mindset shift, and just like really believing that you can do it, you know, because that's what holds a lot of people in our community back. So, you know, I don't want to take too much of more of your time. I know you're very busy. So, like, you know, if anybody has any last questions or any last words, like I said, make sure y'all sign up for this challenge. Like, for real, she's giving y'all so much game. Out of all the people buying hotels or whatever, I don't see nobody actually teaching the blueprint and the strategy of how to actually do it. You know, so make sure y'all picking up these nuggets, please.
Thank you. I appreciate you, fam. I appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely.
See,
Challenges.
I got one of my mastermind folks in the. I actually have a mastermind going on for hotel ownership, and I got one of my mastermind people in here, Kia. She about to get her hotel. She ain't playing.
Yo, that's crazy.
You got to do the work, because he will ask me, well, Davonne, if I take your course, how long is it gonna take me to get a hotel? It's up to you.
Yeah.
It's legit up to you. You know what I mean? Because I'm giving you the resources. I'm connecting you with the right people. I'm gonna connect you with the brands. I'm personally connecting folks with the brands. I'm personally connecting folks, you know, with lenders. I'm personally connecting people with lawyers. I'm personally connecting you with everything you need to get to the closing table. If you need a broker, Omari Head, he is our in-house hotel broker, right? So we literally teach you how to find a hotel. We get that question all the time. How you find a hotel? What you need, we got. You know what I mean? If you need access to the mastermind, so the mastermind is closed. I know.
I'm trying to go right into the mastermind. Like
the mastermind is because we in the 7th week. We 7th week. It's like it's the 7th, and I'm telling you, a hotel deal coming out of this mastermind. Like I'm telling you, these they ain't playing. They like, yo, they rushing me. They like, what's exactly? They like, look, we know this. We just need to know how to get the money. They ready to go. They looking for deals and everything. I connect you with off-market deals. You know, I connect my students with the off-market deals, right? So actually there will be, if you join the challenge, I have some information because I'm having an in-person event coming. Hey, Kiara, I'm having an in-person event coming up in November. So the folks who complete the challenge will get a special rate. But yeah, you know, so like the mastermind, like I said, we're 7 weeks in. It's just been intense. Like I said, the students who are part of my group or who take my courses, hey Chandra, I give them access to off-market deals, right? I give them access to any deals that I'm having. You know, you get that exclusive access.
And you've been aren't you doing a tour or something, or you did a tour or something like that?
Yeah, I did the tour. So I was in Atlanta. Well, I'm in Atlanta, but we were in Atlanta last week. I think it was maybe a week or two ago. And then we were in Omari. We did DC. And so it's been kind of hard to do the tour and then meet my speaking engagement. We're gonna figure it out. Then I'm working on something really big.
And so you got to do an event in Philly. Please you got to do an event in Philly.
I know. I had somebody from Philly come to the event in DC.
It's worth it.
Can you share some nuggets in the challenge? We want some deals too. I don't share deals, but I do share a little stuff in the challenge, just a little bit. Last time I gave away something free in the challenge by mistake, so who knows what I do next time? Like everybody got free access to a webinar. I mean, on how to invest in REITs. Hey, our coach is on, Coach Michelle. Hey.
Yes.
She's so awesome. Yo, your lives be lit. I ain't never, man. Your lives don't be playing, right?
I ain't playing. And I'm going to send it to my list, too. Like I said, I ain't even hit my list yet. So I'm definitely going to send it to my email list and text list to get as many people as possible in this challenge. because I really, I love the work you're doing. And like you said, it's about building generational wealth. It's not just about you. It's about your kids, your family, people that ain't even born yet. Like, this is so, so important. So I really appreciate you having this conversation.
Oh yeah, my goal is what I'm working on probably in the next year is to do something where I'm creating wealth for three generations.
Mm-hmm. All right. So when will mentoring start?
So I'm actually doing, and so the mastermind is closed. But I'm having an in-person event in November, so make sure you sign up for the challenge so you'll get the details.
Okay. All
So
right.
I do mentor, but I do it through my mastermind. Like I said, the mastermind is closed. Yeah.
All right. Anybody got any last questions or any last words? This woman is very, very busy, so we want to let her get back to her very, very busy schedule. She got hotels to buy and she got people to teach. So if there's any last questions, drop them now, and definitely can get any last words. Do you mentor guys?
Oh yeah, I have guys in the mastermind. Yeah, actually, we have quite a few guys in the mastermind. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
We don't discriminate. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Where you share these gems in the challenge?
We sharing a lot of things in the challenge. We got 3 days, so it's gonna be intense. So make sure y'all show up.
Mm-hmm. All right. So y'all see any other questions? I really do appreciate you for taking the time. You didn't have to do this, so thank you so much.
Of course, come on, fam.
Yeah, I know.
Fam. Come on now.
Definitely. So we waiting for that event in Philly, though. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
So whenever you get a chance,
it has to warm up. It has to warm up.
yeah, it's about to
Because
get.
I had an imitation cheesesteak. I ain't gonna name the company, but I had an imitation cheesesteak here in Atlanta, and I thought it was gonna be really good, and it really wasn't. So I guess it really is the water. I guess it is the water because it had this. It was the bread they added because I like my steaks with whiz. They had the cheese whiz. It just I was like, yeah, I gotta go to Philly to hit up Jim's. That's where I go. I go to Jim's.
I love Jim's too. That's crazy. That's like my favorite one.
I was raised on Jim's. Like literally, my dad. That's where he takes us. Yeah, West Philly is the best Philly. You know what? My dad's side of the family is from West Philly. My mom's side is from North Philly. Will you be speaking at Nab Hood? No, I will not be at Nab Hood. I will be in Chicago. I'll be receiving an award. I'm the first African American woman to receive the prestigious International Society Hospitality Consultants Lori Riley Emerging Hotel Consulting Award. So I'll be in Chicago receiving my award. So I will not be at NAB, but Omari will be. I don't know if Omari is still on, but check out Hip Hop Hotel Broker. He's going to be at NAB speaking. So make sure you connect with him.
Congratulations on your award. That's what I'm saying. I don't think folks know a little bit, but I don't think y'all know who y'all got on this live right now. For real, like amazing person. So again, thank you so much. That is so awesome. So yeah, if you haven't signed up for this challenge, make sure you get in the challenge. That is your key into the door. Yep, yay. Definitely getting a lot of love in the chat. So any last words for the people?
Come on and make history. Thank you. And then I'll be calling soon. I need to be calling you soon for some HR stuff too, Joy. I thought about you early today. I was like, I need to call
Joy. He'll be hosting consultations at Nabhood, right?
That I don't know. Omari, that I don't know. You got to reach out to Omari.
So I'm trying to sit at her feet and learn. Listen, y'all already know. Blessed angel indeed. All right, great. Well, again, thank you so much for this conversation. Yeah, we'll make sure we post the replay and everything like that. I'm gonna send it out to the rest of my folks as well. But anything else y'all need, make sure y'all get to that challenge. Follow her on IG, get into her community, get into her world, and she will definitely help you make it happen to get your first hotel.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Ryan. This was a blast. Thank you.
You are welcome. So yeah, any funnel stuff, whatever you need, hit me up. You already know, like anything you need.
I know we gotta do something for real. Not for real. I thought about that earlier today. I was like, we gotta do something. Yeah.
Whenever you're ready, just hit me up.
All right, I will.
All right.
All right, talk soon. Thank you. Bye.